In this video, I want to get some practice with adding and subtracting polynomials. Okay, so we've seen most of what we're doing here before, but this is just some good review, and it's good to see it maybe in the format we're seeing it here. Okay, all right. So let's take a look at this first example. All right. So what we need to do is we need to see about trying to get rid of these parentheses at least as much as we can. Okay. So if we're adding a polynomial in parentheses, we can actually just get rid of the parentheses. There's nothing really changes about the signs of the polynomial. But if we're subtracting, we need to distribute that negative sign. Okay. So let's go ahead and see if we can rewrite this one. So this first one, we can just go ahead and get rid of the parentheses. So we have negative 5u squared plus 8u minus 8. That's fine. And then we're going to subtract 6u squared plus 5u minus 7. So we're going to distribute this negative to each of these terms here. So this will become minus 6u squared, and then we're going to take away 5u, so minus 5u, and then we'll have minus a negative 7. So that will become plus 7. Anytime you subtract a negative number, it's the same as adding that number. And then since we're adding this polynomial, we can actually just change, or we can just go ahead and get rid of the parentheses, but we're adding a negative number here, so this becomes minus 8u squared. Then we have minus 2u plus 5. Okay, so now that we've rewritten this without any parentheses, let's go ahead and start combining like terms. So the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to find all of the terms that have an exponent of 2. So all of the u squared terms. And there are 3 of them here. So if we take all of our u squared terms, okay, if we take all of our u squared terms, we'll have negative 5u squared minus 6u squared, and then we'll have minus 8u squared. Okay, that's going to be a very negative number here. All right, so we have negative 5u minus 6, negative 5u squared minus 6u squared. That's negative 11u squared minus 8u squared. Okay, which is going to give us negative 19u squared. Okay. And then for our u terms, okay, and what I'm going to do too is I'm going to go up here and I'm actually going to just cross out that we've gotten the u squared terms done here. Okay, for our u terms, we have 8u, okay, and we have minus 5u, and then we're going to have minus 2u. Okay, so 8u minus 5u, that's 3u, and then if we take 3u minus 2u, we're just going to end up with u. And now let's find our constant terms. Okay, these are the terms without variables next to them. So here we're going to have negative 8, we're going to have 7, and we're going to have 5. So negative 8 plus 7 is negative 1. Then we add 5 to that, and we're going to get 4. So our terms for our new polynomial are as follows. So our answer is going to be negative 19u squared plus u plus 4. You don't necessarily have to organize things in terms of setting up what I did here where we have the u squared, u, and constant. You don't have to necessarily do that. If you can keep track of that in your head, I'm not opposed to that. But sometimes as these problems get really big, it's good to have some kind of way to organize what you're adding, what you're subtracting. That way you don't accidentally do something twice. Okay. All right, so let's take a look at this next example here. This one here. We have we have negative 5x squared minus x minus 4. Then we're going to add 4x squared plus 4x plus 2, and then we're going to take away negative 3x squared plus 3x plus 6. Okay, so this first term, we can just go ahead and get rid of the parentheses. This will be negative 5x squared minus x minus 4. And then since we're adding this term, this 4x squared plus 4x plus 2, we can just go ahead and get rid of parentheses there as well and keep all the signs the same. So plus 4x squared plus 4x plus 2. However, since we are subtracting this term, negative 3x squared plus 3x plus 6, we have to change all of our signs here. So minus a negative 3x squared is going to become plus 3x squared. Okay, then minus a positive 3x squared is going to become minus 3x, and minus 6, minus 6. Okay, so let's see if we can find each of our terms here. We have all of our x squared terms. All right, so here we're going to have negative 5x squared. We're going to have plus 4x squared. And we're going to have plus 3x squared. So if we have negative 5x squared plus 4x squared, that's negative x squared, plus 3x squared again is going to give us 2x squared. Okay, now if we take all of our x terms, after we acknowledge that we've taken care of the x squared terms here. If we take all of our x terms, we'll have negative x plus 4x minus 3x, right? So negative x plus 4x, that's 3x, and we have minus 3x, that's going to give us 0. So we're not going to have an x term in the end here. So let's acknowledge that we've gotten all of those. So minus x, 4x, minus 3x. Okay? And then for our constant terms, we will have as follows. We're going to have negative 4 plus 2 and then minus 6. Okay? Negative 4 plus 2 is equal to negative 2. Minus 6 is going to give us negative 8. All right, so these are the terms of our new polynomial. So we're going to have 2x squared plus 0. We don't have to include that. So I have 2x squared minus 8. Okay, let's do one more. Here we have 9y squared minus 6y minus 5. Then we're going to add negative 8y squared plus 2y minus 8. And then we're going to take away negative 5y squared plus 7y plus 9. Okay, so we can just go ahead and get rid of the parentheses in the first term here. Okay, or the first polynomial here. And then since we're adding, all we have to do is include the signs for each of these, this next one as well. So we'll have minus 8y squared plus 2y minus 8. And then lastly, again, we have to distribute this negative as well. So this will become plus 5y squared, since we're subtracting a negative. Then we'll have minus 7y minus 9. Okay, so let's find all of our y squared terms, y terms, and our constant terms. Okay, so we're going to start with 9y squared minus 8y squared, and then we'll have plus 5y squared. So we've taken them from these three, and these three together, if we have 9y squared minus 8y squared, that gives us 1y squared, plus 5y squared gives us 6y squared. Now for our y terms, we start with negative 6y plus 2y minus 7y. All right, so the terms we got. So negative 6y plus 2y, that gives us negative 4y minus 7y is going to give us negative 11y. And then lastly, for our constant term, we're going to have negative 5 minus 8 minus 9. So negative 5 minus 8, that's going to give us negative 13. And then minus 9 is going to give us negative 22. So our new polynomial will be 6y squared minus 11y minus 22.